everyone to the Yoshi Cast. I'm Yoshi. Today is Tuesday, July 31st, 2018, and this is episode 11 of Bag and Board. Yoshi! Thanks for joining me this week, everybody. I've got some great books to bag and board. I've been looking forward to doing this ever since I bought them, and I really love doing this. I'm really having fun with this channel. I'm having fun showing you guys how I bag and board my books. I'm having fun talking about the books I got. I've had a lot of fun interacting with those of you who leave comments down below. And like I talked about in the last video, my issues with setting up the giveaway, well, I think I've got that all squared away. I'm going to be starting the giveaway this week, and we're going to get to that at the end of the video, but I've got 3 great books that I'm going to give away to one lucky person, and it's going to be super simple to enter into this. It's not going to be crazy. It's not going to be a lot of steps. It's going to be wicked simple. I think it's worth your time to give it a shot. And let's go ahead and get started with the books I've got. So the first book I want to talk about this week is DarkHawk, Infinity Countdown DarkHawk, issue number 4. This issue is going to be interesting to talk about. I'm going to give some spoilers. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but you know, if you're really concerned about spoilers, just tune away. Don't worry about this one. Let me cut right to the chase on this book and why I picked up issue number 4. I picked up issue number 4 of DarkHawk because of what happens on the last page. A character is introduced. I know that the Marvel continuity and universe has been rebooted and changed and switched around a lot. So I don't exactly know if he's being reintroduced, how exactly that's happening. But anyways, the reveal at the end of the book is the return of Sleepwalker. And when I found out Sleepwalker was getting his own book. And this just struck a nostalgic nerve for me. Sleepwalker was created by Bob Budiansky in the very early 90s. And I'm a fan of Bob Budiansky. He wrote the vast majority of the first 50 issues of Transformers. So I've always been interested in the other work he's done. I know he's written quite a bit for Ghost Rider, and that's one of the reasons why I want to get into Ghost Rider also. But this book was Ghost Rider Sleepwalker is introduced again at the end of this book after 25-year absence, maybe even a 30-year absence. But let me read this little part of DarkHawk here. It's going to be a little spoilerish, so if you're interested in this, just skip past. If you're not interested in this, you don't want to be spoiled, skip past it. But let me read this part to you. Chris Prowl didn't know where the amulet came from. All he knew was that when he grasped it, he transformed into a being of great power. When he was young, he used this power to defeat crime, but now he keeps the streets clean as a police officer. It has been a long time since Chris was DarkHawk. Chris is now connected to the DarkHawk armor like never before, and has learned that the real fraternity of Raptors has been reborn. Hoping to stop their reign of terror, Chris hitched a ride with the intergalactic bounty hunter Death's Head. But the fraternity attacked Chris first, stealing the amulet to use in a rival, to imbue Robbie Ryder, aka Tarlanor, with the might of the Hawk God, transforming him into the incredible Dark Starhawk. Though the Raptors are more dangerous than ever, they're not the only ones. DarkHawk has new powers, has grown to enormous size, and he is in hot pursuit. And that kind of gives you the gist. I like this. I felt like when I got this book and I started reading it, having this page here made me feel significantly less lost. But still, reading this book was like, I remember as a kid coming home from school and my parents were arguing, and so I just walked back out the door and closed it and waited a little while. That's what this book is like. DarkHawk and Nova Rider are in the middle of space fighting it out over how to best deal with Nova Rider's brother, who is attacking them both. That's essentially 90% of the book. The book ends with Nova Rider's brother kind of dissolving into the space-time continuum or something to that effect. It's really hard to know exactly because I came in at issue 4. I haven't read any of the previous issues, so it's like walking in the middle of a fight. You don't know who started it and you don't know why they're fighting. But when Nova Rider's brother disappears like that, he tells Chris Prowl, DarkHawk, to go home, go back to Earth, and if he ever sees him again, he'll kill him on sight. He is to stay on Earth. And he goes to Earth and he falls asleep, and in his dreams, Sleepwalker appears. And I'll throw that image on the screen here. And that was why I picked up this book. I was solely going after the Sleepwalker series, and then I found out Sleepwalker actually made an appearance on the last page of this issue of DarkHawk, so I had to get it for that. So I guess I'm going to be collecting Sleepwalker now. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I have no idea, I really hope, but I have no idea if they're going to let Bob Budiansky come back and write a little bit. I think it would be super cool and super fun from the nostalgia factor to bring him back and let him write a little bit of Sleepwalker. We'll see. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I have no idea what they're going to do, but that is why I picked up DarkHawk, and that is why the story was very confusing and had me lost. I just came in the middle of, the last of these DarkHawk issues with issue 4, and it was very confusing. But didn't hate it. Didn't think the art was terrible. Didn't think the writing was terrible by any stretch of the imagination. It's just it's suffering from the lack of me knowing what happened in the previous 3 issues. But here it is, all bagged and boarded with microchamber paper and My Light bag, and it's looking great. The next book I have is a blank cover, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 1. I have no idea what volume this is, but this is the latest Spider-Man number 1. This is The Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And I like this blank cover so much more than the, I think it was, what was it, Spider-Man 800 I did last week or the week before last. And I like it so much more because of this. They put the Marvel name and the issue number in a very small box in a color scheme that matches Spider-Man and goes with the logo. They, this could have been slightly more minimalist, but I think at that point, for me, I'm splitting hairs. I'm very happy. This is one of my favorite blank covers. This is so minimalist and so great. I really dig it. Let's go ahead and bag and board this guy up. And here is Spider-Man, issue number 1. Again, I don't know what volume it is, but bagged and boarded. Next up, I've got Grimm Tales of Terror. This is issue 8, volume 2, cover A. And, after I read the Grimm Tales of Terror volume 1 collection, which I talked about on my channel, I got online to look for other Grimm Tales of Terror books. And I was strictly looking for cover art, and I saw this one, and this one is really cool. The monkey's paw. This is kind of a familiar fable, but also this reminded me of that Halloween of Horrors Simpsons episode.
Yeah, what is this thing?
It is a monkey's paw dating back to a lull bin afterlife. It has the power to grant wishes to its owner.
Yeah? How much?
Sir, I must strongly advise you do not purchase this. Behind every wish lurks grave misfortune. I myself was once president of Algeria.
Come on, pal, I don't want to hear your life story. Paw me!
That's why I got this. It struck a nostalgic nerve with me, and I really liked the art. This was strictly an art purchase. There were other covers for this particular issue. I didn't care for them. I really liked this one. And found it online and picked it up, so let's bag and board this guy. And here it is, Grimm Tales of Terror, Volume 2, issue number 8, cover A, the monkey's paw. I love this art. This thing even pops more that we got it in the Mylar. And let's move on to the next book. And surprise, surprise, we've got another Grimm Tales of Terror. This time, this is Volume 3, issue number 4. Again, found it online, strictly bought it due to the cover art. I absolutely loved it. It's frightfully awesome. Who isn't scared of clowns? And I have no idea what the story is. I'm probably not going to read these 2 individual issues. I'm probably going to wait till I can borrow or buy the collected volumes, because these are stories you just want to sit down and read as much as you can, because they're that cool. I really dig them. Anyways, got this for the art. Let's go ahead and bag and board this guy. And here it is, Volume 3, Issue 4, Cover A, Grimm Tales of Terror. That is a creepy ass clown. I love this art. I can't believe how much I've fallen for these horror comics. They're just awesome. And I definitely dig any art on any comic book that affects the cover. Let me put this onto the second cam. I just love any art that affects the logo of a cover. I think that is so great. Even here it looks like it's starting to encroach on the clowns at the bottom. I just dig that. It adds to the shock factor that this cover gives you when you look at it. And the Mylar, I know it sounds silly, I keep repeating it, but it's true. Mylar just makes comics pop, man. These are just great. I love this. And now, my last book before we start talking about the contest giveaway I'm running here. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 82. And of course, there is a Punisher tie-in, which is why I got this. I am doing that whole list of books of everything the Punisher touched until you get to Punisher 100. And after I actually read all of those, I'll decide if I'm going to go any further. But I got this because the Punisher is in this issue and it ties into his story arc in the other books. Let's go ahead and bag and board this guy up. So I wanted you guys to see this book without a bag and board on it. I don't know how clearly you're going to see some of this stuff, but this is a dirty cover. This was a used issue, this was a red issue, and it was a loved issue. You can see it definitely in any of the white spots on the cover. It is dirty. You've also got some sun fading here, and this spine has been through the ringer. The corners are dinged. I did pay $6 for this book, and I don't think it was worth it. But I want to complete this collection. I don't need, and I'm not hunting for immaculate books. I'm planning to read these and love these too. And I think it adds to the history when you buy a raw book and see that somebody else has enjoyed it. I don't necessarily, I don't think I would have gotten this if there was like an ad cut out inside of it. But for my purposes, for this particular run I'm trying to collect, this is more than acceptable. I just think $6 that I paid for it was a little bit much considering the condition I'm finding it in here. And here is Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 82. Got the Punisher in it. This book looks a lot better now that it's in the Mylar, but I'm also seeing that the dirt is also showing up a little bit more too in the Mylar. But again, not getting it for a mint grade, getting it to read it and enjoy it. And interestingly enough, this book also has a cover that the art plays with the logo here. You got Spider-Man hanging from the top of the comic book with the web going over the Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man logo. I dig that. That is super wicked cool. Got the Kingpin. This is going to be an interesting story. And I saw when I was putting the microchamber paper there, you got the first page is a full page spread of the Punisher. So that's awesome. I'm super stoked about that. Alright everyone, let's talk about this giveaway I got planned. I'm going to go ahead and show the 3 books I'm giving away to one lucky winner first, and then we'll talk about the rules and how to enter. That'll be real quick, but we need to cover it, obviously. So the first of 3 books I'm giving away is the 80-page Giant Action Comics issue 1000 blank variant. This is blank front and back. This is a beautiful book. I love how clean it is, and I think it would be great to have some artist draw on it or draw on it yourself. Also, I am in love with blanks. If I could only collect one type of comic book anymore, it would be the blanks. Next up is another blank. We've got Captain America, issue 695, the blank variant. This again is a beautiful book, front and back blank. It would be great to have any artist draw on this or practice yourself. I know a lot of people that do that with these blanks. So yeah, this is book number 2. And the last book I'm going to give away to one lucky winner is Mira, Queen of Atlantis, issue number 1. This is this year's Emerald City Comic Con exclusive cover variant. It is a foily cover here, and it looks great. Now, all of these books are going to be bagged and boarded in the My Lights bags, and they will have the microchamber paper in them. So I'm keeping these in as pristine of condition as I can, and I have ever since I got them. And I'm going to give them away. So let's talk about the rules real quick. You have to be in Canada or the United States to enter, and you can't be related to me. And any of the other legal mumble jumble that doesn't affect 99% of you, you can find down below in the show notes. Here's how you enter. I've tried to make this ridiculously simple for everybody. So let's get right to it. I want to see a selfie with you holding your favorite comic book. That's it. That's simple. Send it to me in an email, send it to me on Twitter, send it to me on Instagram, send it to me on Facebook, send it to me as a link down below in this episode's show notes. And as I get those in, I'm going to enter everybody's name into a Google spreadsheet. And on a future episode, I'm going to ask Siri on my phone to randomly pick a number between 1 and however many entries I get. And whoever's name is attached to the number that Siri picks wins these 3 books. I'll mail them out to you. And this is just, I truly wanted to celebrate. I wanted to find a way to celebrate having 100 subscribers to my channel, and what better way than to give away comic books, especially comic books I truly like, and hope you like them too. I hope I picked out some good books that you're interested in. So that's it. You don't have to use a ridiculous hashtag. You don't have to subscribe to my channel. You don't have to crazy promote me in any way. I just want to see you holding your favorite comic book. In fact, send me more than one. I'm only going to put you once in the spreadsheet, but I want to see what your favorite books are. I would love to see that. I'd like to broaden my horizon into what to read and what to look for and what kind of art to check out. So that's it. Any other details are down below. If you have any questions, ask them down below. You have 1 week to enter. So at the end of next Tuesday, I'm cutting it off. No more entries. And then the following Tuesday after that, so 2 weeks from now, I will do the drawing on the show, and that'll be the winner. Just like that. Thank you guys so very much for watching today. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the books I bagged and boarded. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say about them. And take care. I'll see you in the next one.